I could have been arrested the way I accosted this man when I saw him in the hallway. He definitely had a case. Yo, what you say, Evan?
More ketchup came out.
Man, I squeezed him so hard, mustard came out. I ain't never reacted like that. When I seen a guest come up to the I ran up to him and said, BeBe! BeBe was like, what's going on here?
Easy, Sway. We just met.
I am not your father.
I am not your father.
Oh, man, no, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. I tell you, just listening to that, you know, it takes me back. It really does takes me back. And so the other day we were speaking to a friend. Capitol Records came to my home, and CeCe and I were sitting there, and they wanted to tell me that they had decided that Addictive Love was not going to go on the album because of the negative connotation of addiction. So they all said they had all their words, and so after they finished, I said, okay, so everybody finish? And CeCe heard the tone in my voice, and she went to praying.
Right in the middle of the meeting?
She just went to prayer and said, oh, Jesus. Because she knew I'm just like my father. I mean, I'm just like my dad. And so I, you know, really nicely, I said, okay, well, thank you for all that. But not only is it going on the album, it's going to be the first single.
Wow.
And I stood my ground, right? And so Addictive Love did what it did.
Yes, indeed.
And I said, wow, I'm glad. And they came back and apologized and said, you know, you were right.
An apology, just like the WNBA had to, you know. But
Power of an apology.
Ain't nothing wrong with an
There's
apology.
nothing wrong with it.
You know?
It's freeing.
I'm glad you fought for that song because when we heard that you were coming up here, we were talking about it this morning and letting our listeners know, the citizens, I said Addicted Love, that's my favorite song. I just remember how I felt and how I feel every time I hear that song. I can drive to it. I can cook to it. I can clean my kitchen to it. It's just one of those songs that just reminds you that it's going to be okay.
You say drive to it, and my mind goes back Luther Vandross, who I miss so much.
Man, Luther.
Just a dear friend. And so what we used to do is before I would release an album, sometimes I would fly out to Los Angeles. And so Luther and I were in the car, and he was driving. We played the whole album. And he says, Addictive Love is the first single, BeBe.
Luther said that?
What?
That's what he said to me.
So Luther picked that as the first single?
Based on driving.
Yes, based on driving.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I love these stories. Because with people, well, if you know, but your pen game. Like, I celebrate your vocals, but your pen game has been incredible throughout your career as well.
Thank you.
The pen game. Give it up for the pen game.
Pen game.
You know,
not afraid, you know, to write about the good times, the bad times, the triumphs, the failures. And I think that's why our music crossed genres, because it was coming from the heart. And I still believe to this day, if you write and speak from the heart, it goes to the heart of people no matter what they believe, right? And so I'm unafraid. There's a song. I may send it to you first because you hugged me so tight out there.
Don't forget the mustard.
Thank you. You got to pay me something for that hug.
But it's entitled, I Don't Want to Be Wrong Today.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to give you is the
That's
title.
all.
And then I'm going to send you
Let me world premiere it. You know we worldwide, BeBe.
Yeah, you can do it on Good News Thursday.
That's right. Do you does where you are in life at the moment factor into the songs you write? If you're on a high, do the songs typically come out one way? And if you're on a low?
Yeah. I mean, this particular song I'm talking to you about, I finished it maybe a couple of weeks ago, but I started writing it 30 years ago.
Wow. 30.
Isn't that something you can say 30 and you still grown? You know
what?
You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you're old.
You know, still grown.
And you still grown.
still grown. And so,
Baby. I just did my own math. I said, shit.
Yo, Heather, not in front of BeBe.
Sorry, baby.
I heard it once before.
All right.
Construction of the construction. I'm on the construction. I am.
But seriously, is so I write when I am. But that song, you know, I don't want to be wrong. I was in a movie. And the name of the movie is The Paper. It was Michael Keaton and Meryl Streep. And he's getting ready to print a story, and she says, I don't care if it's right or wrong. We'll correct it tomorrow. And then he said, but I don't want to be wrong today.
And that's where that came from.
That's where that came from.
Yo, BeBe, you got the best stories ever, bro. Oh my gosh.
And
What made you revisit it after 30 years later?
Because of what I'm going through and what I was going through. You know, you always have, there's a lyric in the song, and it just took me back to that lyric as I was going. There's always right and wrong presented to us, but we always have a choice at hand, is what the lyric says. And so I always remind myself, no matter what tomorrow throws at me, because tomorrow will throw something at you, I still have a choice at hand. And so that's why that song came back up.
Man, BeBe Winans is here. Come on. In the short period of time that I hugged you and brought you in the room, I brought up something that I saw a while back and when you were in South Africa. And I want to say it was Kaya, the Kaya network you were on.
Yes.
I can't remember the young man that was interviewing you, but he did a great job. And you talked about not performing again.
Yes.
Right. I have never seen you live. I've seen you recorded, award shows. I've seen you in so many different videos, the whole nine. That's not still true, right?
Well, first of all,
Not
you see
performing
me
live.
right now. I'm live.
Yeah, you're live, right?
I'm live right now.
Yeah.
So what song you want me to perform?
Really?
We ain't never had
Wait,
somebody
hold up.
say that.
Hold up.
I don't think I ever said that.
Let's do Father in Heaven.
Right?
No, you want me to go deep?
Woke up this morning, closing my right mind. Love that you bestow makes my heart resign. Is that enough?
That's enough right there. Come on. Hey, BeBe, we could go into a medley. Hold up the light.
Hold up the light. Save the world from darkness. Hold up the light. Won't you please, America? Yeah.
Come on, man. I got him. We on the roll. Let me get a little take us to heaven. What about heaven? I got you.
Now that it's over, there's no more use for guns and war. It cost me a lifetime just to gain this life's reward, they say. See, what's my background?
We ain't trying to step into that, BeBe.
Hey, I told them don't even pretend when you here. We normally sing along with you, but ain't nobody. And we ain't gonna take this woman.
What else did you tell her before I came in? You told her not to curse. What else did you say? Don't sing.
Don't sing with them.
No one is singing with you,
Okay.
We're not going to do that.
Don't act some nothing crazy today.
Don't do that.
We'll bob our heads. We're going to bob our heads.
Yeah, we just marveling in it.
We want them to come back.
When you just sang "Hold on the Light," it made me think about a Martin episode when Martin sang that.
Gina and
them sang that at the talent search, and then I'm like, well, you and CeCe were on Martin for the Christmas special. How did you guys get on that show?
We got a call from Martin Lawrence. And
Wow.
and the beauty for me, first of all, I love people.
Yeah.
I really do love people. And so the word introduction is one of my favorite words. And so over my career, I've met some wonderful people. And so with those kind of relationships, you know, you don't know where people are going to end up. At the same time, we received a phone call, and I just asked him, when we got to that set, I said, you can't act up, or laughter is just going to overcome. And so we had to do that for a long time, because every time you turn around, he was saying something else that wasn't in the script. And I would just go to cracking up. But boy, what a wonderful time that was. And so and Pam and Gina, I mean, they have been friends for a long time.
For a long time.
For a long time in New York when I first did the Broadway show, Don't Get God Started, in 1986. And that's when I met Gina and
Wow.
Pam. Yeah.
Wow.
So we have been friends a long
Tashina
time.
and Tisha, that's where you first met them. Wow.
86.
Man, thank you for sharing that.
86.
Stories, like you said, Sway.
Stories. BeBe got stories. Whitney Houston. Whitney, can you tell us a good?
Man.
I know you sang at her celebration, right?
One of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
See, as you know, she was a Jersey girl. I don't care how many gowns you put on her. She was Jersey.
Jersey.
And so
What does that mean exactly?
You know exactly what that
It's a thing
means.
that comes with us being from Jersey. It's just a thing, Sway.
Okay.
Jersey.
Jersey.
Jersey. It was in her blood. And so we were at a movie, actually. Me, CeCe, Whitney, and CeCe and Whitney were sitting together, and me and Robin were sitting together behind them. And we came in after the lights had come down, you know, because she is Whitney Houston. And it was a Barbra Streisand movie with Nick Nolte, I think the name. I forget the name of it. But during the movie, Whitney was talking to CeCe, said, oh, you know, about the movie. You know, you whisper, oh, I don't believe that girls don't do that. This and that. And so there was a couple, white couple in front of them. And the lady kept on turning back because she was annoyed at them talking,
At the talking.
which I understood,
Yeah.
you know. And so at one point, it just boiled over, and that woman turned. She had a ponytail. And she turned around and said, "Would you shut up? Would you just shut up?" And I just went to praying. Oh God,
You sound like CeCe.
Jersey, like CeCe. Oh Jesus, because I knew Jersey is present. And so I thought my prayers had went through because Whitney sat back and didn't say nothing. And after about 30 seconds, Whitney leaned up and grabbed that woman's ponytail and jerked it back, said, "Don't you ever talk to me that way," and threw her head up to the front. And then the man she was with got up, and I had to get up saying, "Oh, wait, I'm getting ready to fight. I don't believe it." And then Robin said, "BeBe, get Whitney and take her out of here." And I took her, and we run. I mean, my heart is beating like, because this is not my life. And my heart is beating, and so we get outside, and we jump in the car, and I can't hardly breathe. And Whitney looks at me and said, "Wasn't that fun?"
Jersey stand up. Jersey stand up. We got BeBe Winans here. BeBe Winans is set to announce a five-city U.S. tour this summer, right?
Oh, just say appearance. I'm allergic to that word, too.
Okay, that's right. He'll be appearing in 5 different cities this summer.
Yes.
And this, you know, after you sold out the Apollo in 2023. Come on, man.
Man.
That stage, I just saw Lunell, the comedian who's from Oakland, where I'm from. Shout out to the Hawkins family and all the different folks that I grew up around in Oakland.
Yes.
And I was so proud of her, and she cried because she had never done that stage. And what it means to us, what it's meant to music, what it meant to culture, our community, the whole nine. What was that like for you? Is that stage different?
That stage is different from every stage.
Yeah.
I mean, because you grow up, you know, in my household, and, you know, my father allowed us to watch TV a little bit here and there, and you just imagine, you know, you dreamed and you imagine that there's nothing impossible, right? And so to arrive at that stage was just, you know, a moment. And so every time you arrive at certain places, you take that moment and enjoy. That's what I've learned to do.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that moment, you know. At the same time, you know, you grow into maturity and various other things, and you appreciate it even more. So I was very much more appreciative to be there then last year than I have ever been, you know. And from there, we went to South Africa, which is one of my favorite places to go on earth.
Yeah,
You know? And I think there, the bear kind of came out of hibernation because I hadn't done any shows. Really, I walked away maybe 15 years ago. And I love behind the scenes. I love writing. I love doing things behind the scenes. And so you really couldn't get me in front of the microphone for a long time. And that's not for any pity.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I enjoy being not at the microphone, you know. That doesn't mean I didn't sing. I sung a lot at home, but I was at home.
Well, to performing in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
And so the bear has come out of hibernation.
The bear has come out of hibernation.
Well,
and I don't know how long he's going to be out.
But what is the bear's mission?
The bear's mission is to share what the bear has been through. And that's always my mission, is to share what I've been through. All of us have something we've endured through the pandemic and everything else.
Yeah, that's
you know?
right. Yeah.
And the days we live in. Nobody wants to be corrected.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like people...
I mean, lawlessness. We live in a world where it's just lawlessness. So somebody can come out. I had a conversation with a friend. I said, so anybody at this moment can say, you know what? Red light means go. No, that's green light.
Yeah.
That's facts.
If we don't have a red light, we're going to have more deaths, more crashes. So there has to be some law. And so I decided I'm still going to obey the laws because you ain't going to see me in orange.
Yeah. And behind.
I'm not going to jail for. I used to tell my kids all, Daddy love you, but Daddy not going to jail for it.
Yeah.
I will tell on you
You a
in a
snitch
minute.
on your kids?
In a moment.
Damn, you don't want to think about it? No, he just answered that.
They gonna let you talk for Whitney.
Excuse me, Sway. You don't even have to finish that question. Yes. I got a daughter. I got a daughter who's now 25. So I got a grown adult, and I always wondered, like, when are parents able or allowed to let go, with your kids?
Yes. I believe. I said that quickly. too.
I didn't finish the question. I didn't even ask you a question. I was telling you what I was thinking. But yes, you believe that. At what point? And what is let go? Is that just financial? What does that mean?
That means to me, and my family, it means totally. See, I come from a family of 10. I have 2 kids, so I look at my mom, who's still alive, and say, what can I do for you? Because 10, I don't understand y'all, even though I was number 7. And so my father, when he was like 16, my father would come and say, hey, son, all right, where you going? Next year you'll be 17, and you getting out of here.
Where you going? Let's prepare
Where you
now.
going?
Where are you going? Have plans, because you're getting out of here. I done did my job. And it was, don't come back either.
Did he say don't come back?
Yes. And we knew he loved us, but he was serious. I've done my job. And so I did the same thing to my kids.
You did that to your kids?
My daughter one time said, Dad, I want to go get something out of my room. I said, baby, you don't have no room. That is gone. You rented that room for 18 years until you went off to college. And so, to me,
Ooh, that's gangster.
but we learned how to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned how to soar. We learned how to fly. And these days, I don't understand a kid is still at your house at 35.
Yeah, that's your enabler.
That's imprisonment.
You said imprisonment. This is Mike Muse. What you were talking about, what people can't stand to be corrected. Mike does a lot of various things, including he works with GMA 3, Good Morning America 3. He's one of the premier correspondents in the news world, in particular, as well, political news, culture, the whole nine. And he did a call to action today. And we were talking about the very thing you're saying,
Yeah, we were talking about like the lawlessness and more so the moral deviation away from the fabric of society, and really talking about like the role that parents have, right, in the sense of raising this next generation of critical thinkers that will need to advance the society, and that people just don't convene together as family. Like on Sundays, they don't read their local newspaper together as a family and just have a conversation about whatever the topic may be. And so I'm just curious to know your thoughts on how that moral has shifted in our society, right? And is there a way that we can get it back? And I'm up here smiling, talking about your family. I used to go to Perfecting when I lived in Detroit with your brother Marvin Winans. And so I'm just curious about that from your thoughts and your perspective.
I think maybe can we get it back? Yes, but it starts with the parents. I mean, seriously, when you're reading or you're looking at various clips on the media, how the parent is coming to the school and telling the teachers and the principal's office off because they corrected their child. Well, then you let that child go, because the problem is not the child, the problem is the parent, you know? And as time goes on, that whole thing is starting to decay. When I was coming up, you know, we respected everybody, because if I came home and my father knew I was disrespecting an elder, oh, it was trouble in the Winans household, you know. And so if you don't have discipline, you don't have justice. You really don't.
We don't have justice. BeBe Winans is here.
I love that.
We got him a few more minutes. Okay, I'm gonna open up the phone lines.
Yeah.
888.
Yes, Serena.
742-3345. BeBe Winans is here.
Yep.
6-time Grammy Award winner.
And can I give a shout out to Mr. Gerald Albright on that
Gerald
saxophone?
Albright.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on,
Man.
Gerald Albright.
Yes. Yes.
Well, your name's like that.
Come on. He,
Wow.
you know, he picked up the phone and said, Gerald, I want you to play on this. Just do what you do. And then he sent it back, and I said, that's Gerald.
That's Gerald, man. I love it, man. BeBe Winans is here. Are there any hip-hop artists? Mario did his thing, Mario Winans.
nephew,
Your
yeah.
nephew. Give it up for Mario Winans.
Yeah.
They play his this right. Ooh. Did you, when you heard this, you listened to his music, right?
Yeah.
You know?
He
What's
called me yesterday. I hadn't heard from, we call him Skeeter.
Okay.
And so I called him back and said, you just called me? Hey, Uncle. I said, yeah. I said, what do you need? Because, you know, when I'm just sorry. That's what comes out.
Straight to it. When you uncle. Yo.
And he laughed and said, Uncle B, I was just calling to say I love you. I was like, okay.
You didn't believe
I
him?
don't believe you, but then we hung up. So I believed him after we hung up.
That was it?
That was it. He just called to say I love you. I told him he didn't know I was in New York. I had just landed, and so we're supposed to go to lunch tomorrow.
Tell him we said hello.
I will.
I don't think he's ever come.
Mario
on the
Winans
show.
has not been
He
on
did
the
the
Sway in
happy
the Morning
hour,
show.
but
He did
come.
your show.
Yeah, he did my show, but he never came here, and we love
He
him.
did your show too, Mike? Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell
Wait a
him.
minute, hold up. He did your show and your show, but he hasn't done this show?
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure he does.
No, I got you.
Uncle said it.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Did BeBe do your show?
He
No.
Did BeBe do you? Did BeBe do?
He doing my show now. You said it's Sway in the Morning featuring.
Y'all go ahead and y'all keep that Mario. I got BeBe. That's cool. Got a lot more albums, kid. We could be here long.
BeBe.
We could be here all day, brother.
BeBe.
That's great.
Yo, what percentage of the phone calls you get would you say are people wanting something?
From family,
Yeah.
that would be 89%.
Wow. He got this.
89%.
But it's okay. What I told all my children, my nephews and nieces, look, my love for you overrides all your foolishness. It does. And so even though you're calling for something, I'm most of the time going to give you that something. But my love is greater, you know, and that's what my family experienced from my dad and mom. My love is greater than anything that you can do to me, especially when it comes to family. So, yeah.
Let me ask you this, a career question. I remember when you put out the self-titled BeBe Winans. This was in the 90s, and that was that your first solo? That was your first solo studio album?
So, yes.
And you were out on your own. Were you ready for that? But was there any apprehension?
Well, see, I never toured it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
No, and when CeCe and I were doing the duet situation, every every album we had solos. Now, Capitol didn't want us to have that, but I knew we were going to have solo careers. And so on every BeBe and CeCe Winans album, there's a solo CeCe does by herself and me as well. So when that moment came, I said, CeCe, go for it, you know, because we couldn't be in the marketplace at the same time, you know, doing solo situations. So for years, I didn't do anything. And CeCe went ahead. And then I did that first album. It was different but easy because I was pretty much the one who wrote most of our songs. And so it was just writing from experience and situations. It was easier because it was just my opinion. You know, when you're working with someone else, sister or not, you have to do it, you know, that's not my opinion, but your opinion as well.
How did then the song come about with Ain't No Need to Worry with Anita Baker?
That's my brother's.
That you weren't on that song?
I wasn't on that song at all. I was in the studio listening, but no.
Wow.
I didn't do that.
It's so crazy because every time I hear Winans, like I was just talking about the three brothers, you're in the three you're in the three brothers, but you weren't on the song with okay, y'all are so confusing. All right, that's the four brothers.
That's a lot of kids. It was a Winans.
So, BeBe, when did you have a conversation with your sister about the fact that you both wanted solo careers?
Oh, that was day one.
Okay.
You know, BeBe and CeCe was not, we didn't plan to become a duet. CeCe, me and my sister moved to Charlotte, North Carolina when we joined Tammy Faye Baker and Jim Baker as PTL singers. And so he came in one day and said, I heard the song on the radio, Officer and Gentleman, Love Lift Us Up Where We Belong. And he looked over and said, BeBe and CeCe, y'all gonna do that together. That's how we became duet.
Okay.
Jim and Tammy Baker made y'all a duet?
Jim made us duet. And after we kept singing that song, at one point we looked at each other and said, do you feel what I feel? It's like, yeah. So we had to go back to Detroit and tell our other members that was in, the name of our group was the Winans Part 2. We had to go tell them, my brother Daniel, and a couple of others that, y'all got to get a 9 to 5.
Oh, you right here.
Don't touch me, BeBe, on that one. Don't touch me. I ain't did it, brothers. I ain't did it.
See, that doesn't hurt my brothers or sister or anything because that's what my father was. He was the only child. So, yeah, only child. And so he enjoyed confrontation. My father was funny as all get up. And then my mother only had one sister, and she's just even keel. So I'm 80% my mom, even keel, but boy, that my father, 20%.
Wow.
It can override that 80.
Yeah, that's a hard house
It's
to go.
interesting. Like, to have parents with a single child, and then your mother just had one sibling, and they had 10 kids.
10 of us. It just boggles my mind every time I think about it. It really does. And my father did everything. He's a barber by trade, but you know, riding on the motorcycle. I keep you out here all day. My father left home one day in the station wagon, and he came home with a Kawasaki 500 motorcycle.
How old was he at the time?
He was 40. So.
Oh, that's a midlife crisis.
So it just so happened, it was a midlife crisis. It just so happened that we heard, and then my mom and I was at the window at the same time and looking out the curtain, and we saw my father on his motorcycle, and my mother's even keel. All she looked at me and said, I'm going to bed. And she went upstairs.
I'm going to
bed.
I'm going to bed.
Wow, man.
Wow.
BeBe Winans is here, man. What an amazing.
Yeah.
Man. Congratulations with the color purple too. We didn't,
Thank you.
Yeah, man, that's pretty. Give them a round of applause for that. Shaka Khan played Sophia in that. Broadway, big screen, little screen.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Just keep breathing. And I years ago, I started a radio show, right?
Yeah.
And
Where did it live? Was it here?
Well, I still have a radio show on
here.
Sirius
Okay,
but I had a terrestrial radio show before that one. And so my first person to interview was Oprah Winfrey, right? It was my first,
What a debut.
but you know, friendship that go way, way, way back.
Okay.
But one of the things I asked
I was like,
her,
well, who?
I asked her this. I said, "So did you dream all of this?" And she said, "No." She said, "I dreamed God's dream for my life, and His dream is vast." And I took that and I adopted that really. And so as life goes on, I don't dream my dream. I dream God's dream for me. And sometimes that dream scares me because I don't think I'm up to par to do some things, but I let the fear go and I dream His dream. So Broadway, I have a show that's coming to Broadway that I wrote called Born for This.
Okay.
Right? And I didn't plan that. It was on my bucket list, but it was through a friend that said, you know what, get started on that. I was like, what are you talking about? You didn't take your medication. That's not what I'm here to do. But I started following God's dream for me. So looking forward, we did regional theater. And it's a story about me and my family and my sister and our path, a journey through music. And people, you know, people think they know you because they invited you in their homes through television and through radio and music and everything. But for instance, my last name was not Winans.
Your last name was not Winans.
No. My last name was Glenn.
Explain that.
Glenn. My father, his parents was not married, and his father denied that was his child. So we took on his mom's name, which was Glenn. And so before my great-grandfather passed away, who was Isaiah Winans, he loved my father. My father loved him. And so my grandfather had a meeting and said, I know you love me, and I love you. I don't know the strained relationship you have with your father. He said, but if you love me, I want you to change your name because I want my name to remain in the earth. And my father marched us to the courthouse and changed our names from Glenn to Winans.
Wow. What an amazing
See, you didn't know that.
I did not know that.
BeBe and CeCe Glenn. See, it don't even ring.
It don't ring right, bro. I was going to say, man, yo, thanks to that your grandfather, boy.
Wow.
That marquee wouldn't have sounded, that wouldn't have looked the same. BeBe Glenn?
No.
Who that? BeBe Glenn at the door, Sway. Don't let him in.
So my brother Ronald, who passed away, I still miss him, his middle name was Winans. So he became Ronald Winans instead of Ronald Winans Glenn.
Wow. BeBe Winans.
Crack yourself up.
Yo, man.
I love that.
I love it, man. Now, BeBe, you're single now, right?
Yes.
That's the status. BeBe, man, they call you the flyest gospel singer on the planet right now. You single? We about to hang out, man. I'm just gonna carry your backpack. Cause I know you ain't gonna. You gonna be like, I can't do it. You gotta be concerned. Do you have to watch like when you were telling the Whitney story? You was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to fight. But you BeBe Winans, so with that comes legacy, comes image, all of these different things. Publicly, you have to kind of manage.
Well, you know what? It's more easy than people think it can be.
Okay.
And I say that because I'm just me.
Yeah.
Now I'm me in my public life. I'm me in my private life. So it's not me trying to be something else when I'm outside. This is me. So what we're doing here is what I do
in the living room
there.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And me is not perfect. Me have my ups and downs, and so there's times that I'm just don't want to be bothered. I don't go outside.
You don't go outside. There you go.
I stay home and I enjoy. Now this may sound crazy, but I enjoy my own company.
Relatable.
Some people don't want to be by themselves. I enjoy being by myself, and so being by myself, I can work on me. Those things that need approved, to be approved and straightened. And so I work on me every day, both mental, physical, and spiritual.
You actually can see that by the way you laugh. Like you entertain yourself. Like you've been laughing this entire time. Like you've been entertaining yourself.
I wrote a song.
I could see that.
Laughter does good, just like medicine. With Korean soul, my Korean group from Seoul. But I wrote that song because I went to the supermarket after I ran and worked out, and I went in the house, took some bags, and came back, and I hit the door, and the door was locked. So I was locked out of my house. It was summertime. I called my assistant, and she lived maybe 5 minutes away, and then she called me back and said, "You ain't gonna believe this. I locked myself out." And so we had to call a doorsmith, a locksmith to come in and change the door. So I'm sitting in the garage, and I just said, instead of getting angry, I started laughing. And so I wrote that song. So laughter has always been a weapon for me.
Ooh, I like that.
It really has.
Did you have
BeBe
to fight
Winans.
for that joy?
Huh?
Did you have to fight to find that joy?
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I don't allow anyone to take away my peace more than joy. The joy of the Lord is my strength, but my peace, you can't take away my peace. I won't allow anyone to take my peace away, really, no matter what people say or what they do. I hold on to that, which is important. Why y'all so quiet?
No, I'm thinking because
We've been having these
conversations, and you tapping into an energy, a vibration that we've been sharing. You know what I mean? And then all of us are public now. Mike works on Good Morning America 3.
Yeah.
Tracy is here, has a podcast, does hosting. Heather B is the most famous artist to come out of hip hop because she was the first African American reality TV star with Real World.
Jersey,
from
Jersey,
Jersey.
BeBe,
And then BeBe, I'm me, and so.
That's why
So you understand.
Yeah, you understand. Well, and then we're in the public eye, and a lot of times, you could get where that is most important to me is when I get a negative press, or if I get backlash or negative feedback.
That don't ever. And see, I thank my father for that.
Okay.
Really, because negative press ain't never had any part of controlling or anything affecting me. Really didn't. And that doesn't mean I want to be talked about.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
But again, the name of my book and the Broadway show is called Born for This. And people think immediately that I'm talking about singing. I was born to sing. But beyond that, I was born to be rejected. I was born to be talked about. I was born. And so my father would always say, before you leave my house, you're going to know who, I could almost cry. He used to say, you're going to know who you are before you leave my house. So when the world starts to tell you who you are, you won't believe it because you already know who you are.
Come on, man. BeBe Winans, man. We're going to take some phone calls, man. These people have been waiting for about 45 minutes. I didn't care. I wanted to talk to you.
Selfish.
Rob and Callie, welcome to the show, Rob.
Hey,
Rob, what's up, man?
Thank you. What's up? I just want to say, BeBe Winans, sir.
Yes.
You are a blessing. You have been a blessing to me for years. I remember when you came to San Diego, you and your sister, our choir, San Diego Mass Choir, we opened up for you, and you were so kind and gracious. You signed autographs and you took pictures. So I just want to say thank you, sir, for being you.
I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And, that says it all.
Yeah.
It really does.
That's it right there. That beat any press. All right. Hey, Rob, you a citizen, Rob.
Sway in the morning.
Lou is in Illinois. What up, Lou?
Lou.
Hi, Lou. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Excellent.
BeBe Winans, thank you so much for everything that you do. I feel like I officially help you with your tithe and offering because I literally have purchased every single thing that you have produced. So thank you so much. And not only that, you are the flyest gospel singer out there, and you think you slick with it too. I watched the old clip of yours, and you had on this suit, and the back of it had like a basket weave, and I swear you sung half of the song backwards so that people could see the back of the suit.
Okay.
Your next project needs to be men's suits. You need to do your own line because you definitely put a nice flair to it. So keep up the good work.
Thank you. So funny. Me and CeCe were in Los Angeles. We were going to do a concert, and I was standing outside waiting on the ride to pick us up. And so these two ladies came up and said, "Oh, Mr. West, hi, we're coming to your concert." I said, "Great." And so one of them said, "Do you know why we're coming?" I said, "Songs?"
That's what they do at concerts.
She said, "What, that too?" She said, "I'm not lying, y'all." She said, "I'm coming to see what socks you wearing." I said, "Socks?" She said, "Because she had been to the concert and whatever I was wearing, the socks were going to match." Right?
Is that
I was
true?
like, oh my God.
Man.
Wow.
It taught me how detailed and what some people come to see, right?
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
my father used to always say, when you walk out this house, walk out like you know where you're going.
Bro, you gotta, for the sake of that story, we must see your sock.
Oh,
You just gotta lift the ankle up a little bit. I don't know, man.
Clean
they're
Sway.
just
What
black.
color are
They're
they?
just black. I got all black
Okay,
on
they
right
match.
now.
They match. All right, okay.
They match.
And the ladies were right. All right, CJ, take us away, man. Go ahead, man. He's in Orlando. CJ.
Hey, Sway. Hey, Heather B. How's
Hey.
it going?
We got Tracy, Mike Muse, Kalani, DB, and Torch here, too. And Drew.
And the whole team.
The whole team. Oh, Jake the Kiss in the back.
I'm a first-time caller, long time listener.
Welcome to the tribe.
Yeah, I just appreciate you guys' show. I listened when I used to work and everything like that. Now I work from home. I have my own business and things of that nature. And I love me some BeBe and CeCe Winans.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why
Praise
you
God.
called for the first time? I should
Yeah.
I
I'm
should
a Christian.
join
I'm a
this
Christian
show.
too.
You are a member. I didn't tell you.
Right.
You only have to come up whenever you're in New York. It's only-
I thank you, sir. I thank you for the love and thank you for supporting us all these years.
Well, thank you guys, and Sway, keep doing what you're doing. You're blessing the community, the black community. You don't know what you do for us every single morning.
Wow.
The rap battles. I would appreciate if BeBe raps, but the rap battles is phenomenal. I love what you do. Love your career, and shouts out to you.
To me, thank you, brother. Man, I appreciate it. Hey, you hear that, BeBe?
I heard it.
Hey,
Loud
man.
and clear.
CJ,
And
thank you, man.
BeBe, but I'm just saying.
No,
man.
I appreciate you. Ain't got to back up. That's good. I'm good.
Hey, CJ, thanks, man. That makes you a super citizen,
The
brother.
Sway in the morning.
Hey, BeBe, was you
All right, y'all.
Was you paying attention to the Drake and Kendrick thing?
I was paying attention.
Unavoidable.
You have to pay
You
attention.
gotta pay. What are your thoughts?
I don't. What? I didn't say it enough.
Okay,
Mike, you say something.
there you go.
Yeah. Oh, BeBe.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, BeBe.
That's the answer. That did
Yeah.
good. That's good enough for me,
When you
man.
got 9 siblings.
Listen, I gotta thank you, brother. I know our time is limited.
Yeah, but I still don't know how the Anita Baker song came about.
That I will tell my brother Marvin that
You're
you
welcome.
love
Yeah,
that song.
I love it.
I love it too.
We-
But Marvin wrote that.
We have to come see one of
okay.
these U.S. appearances you do this summer. Like,
Yes.
I would love to
Yes.
come bring out my team to come witness
5
you live.
cities, right?
5
Yes,
cities.
and we start in Chicago to whoever that was on the phone call, and then we're here in New York at Westbury.
That's the one we're coming
Westbury,
to.
Long
Yes.
Island,
All
I
right,
think, maybe.
we down?
Yeah.
Everybody
I'm
down?
Everybody
Yeah.
down?
Okay.
Down.
All right.
Look good.
We just got to get the
Okay.
date.
Look
We're
good
gonna
now.
bring- Hey, BeBe,
That's-
we do our thing too, brother. You just make sure you match your socks.
Make sure you're looking like your name, Sway.
Okay, there you
Hey.
go,
Come
man.
on.
I like that, man. Give it up
Come
for BeBe
on.
Winans, man. Thank you, brother.
My pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I enjoyed myself. I really did. And I'll be back.
Thank you, man. BeBe Winans, man. Love you, brother.